really understanding it. And some of the other things is on the identity side, we've seen it accounts that exist in an organization that aren't needed, but have still had that access. And we've seen, years after someone has left, they still have the authentication because we don't properly have an offloading process, offboarding process. Thank you. It's really important that we understand that because this is actually the preferred way for the bad guys to gain access because they're using our authority. It's living off the land, right? They're using the tools that we give them, using the domain controller and using our capabilities that we allow them to log into to then spread malware. And we've seen it. This is how cities have been affected in the past. We've had to help them clean up the mess afterwards. Highly privileged users are always a target, right?
And really, this is a kind of asset management, right?
It really is. When you look at how do we manage access as part of our assets, because it is important. And remember, especially if you're in IT or cyber, they want to be you. They want so you are a primary target, right? If you have access. And if you're a sheriff or a law enforcement officer and you don't need access to everything, then don't have it. You're actually less of a risk then, right? You've reduced your own risk and understand it. That's how we mitigate it. And then we review it and we move eventually into the world of zero trust, or in public safety, maybe just low trust, because there are aspects of zero trust that are really hard. And that last 2%, get 98% done, and that last 2% costs a great deal of effort and resources. Maybe we don't do that last percent, but we recognize where we have to stop and move forward. So it's really important understanding that, so that you can control identity and access management as part of this process, whether you're using multi-factor or some other capabilities that are really important, but then educating and training people on the proper utilization and making sure that it's useful, because if it's not, they're going to find ways around it. To Alex's point earlier, if you got to use multi-factor every 5 minutes, it's not useful, right? It becomes the opposite, and people will find ways to access stuff because people are brilliant, right? And they are good at finding ways in when we don't want them to, or breaking rules if the rules are untenable, right? If they can't live with them. Canceling the access privilege of when people leave. That's got to be built into our offboarding process. And then revoking access even temporarily for those who have high access and maybe, I don't know, are going to China on vacation, right? Really understanding it and thinking out of the box, because that's what the bad guys do every day.